Hey everybody, this is Chris Brown. I'm making this video for Communications 175 at BYU, Idaho. And this is the Icebreaker activity. A little bit about me. I'm from Montana. I grew up, however, in a little town, Sugar City, just a few miles from Rexburg. I served a mission in the Nevada-Las Vegas mission. After my mission, I met and married my beautiful wife, Sylvia, who was born and raised in Choteau, Montana. I got my associate's degree from Ricks College in computer information systems, got my first job in Las Vegas, and then moved to Montana about 3 years later and have lived in Montana ever since. Raised 7 beautiful children here, one who has served a mission and is now attending BYU, Idaho, 2 who are currently serving as missionaries, 1 in New Mexico, 1 in Virginia, and I have 6 awesome grandchildren and 1 on the way. So for the assignment, I want to talk a little bit about some interpersonal relationships. 2 that I feel are pretty easy, good relationships. I think top on my list would have to be my wife, Sylvia. And things that make our interpersonal relationship pretty easy are, number 1, we love each other. There's no substitute for that. I think that's probably the number 1 ingredient that makes a relationship work well. Secondly, we are together, both physically and spiritually. We're committed to each other. Shared our life experience over the past 30 years. All of those things tend to make those interpersonal relationships smoother. Things, however, that maybe make that relationship a little bit harder, like many of you who have experienced interpersonal relationships with different people. Different people have very different thought processes, and sometimes that can make those communication issues happen. We have, up until the point that we were married, very different life experiences. And then after we were married, she has stayed home and raised the children, and I have gone to work. And so from that perspective, we've had some very different life experiences over those past 30 years. And that can sometimes tend to get in the way of communication in a relationship, just because you tend to approach things from a different angle because of those different experiences that you've had. The second relationship that I wanted to talk about is my boss at work. Things that make that relationship pretty easy are that he and I seem to have very similar thought processes, have a pretty similar work experience background, even share, somewhat similar life experiences. And all of those things tend to make that communication process with him pretty easy. There are a few things that can make it hard. We have very different lifestyles, and so that can kind of create a few awkward situations from time to time. And then the other is distance. I'm in Montana, he's in Seattle. And so sometimes distance can make those relationships a little bit harder. The second part wanted to talk about opportunities that I've had to give public speeches, and I'd have to say I've probably had a lot. 3 main areas, probably church, work, and school. Starting with church, as I mentioned, I served a mission. Certainly you get an opportunity to be out and speaking with people, speaking at district meetings, at zone conferences, lots of opportunities there. Church callings, all kinds of opportunities that can happen through church callings to speak in public. Obviously, sacrament meeting talks are great opportunities to speak in public. Giving a Sunday school lesson or a priesthood lesson or some other church lesson to give speeches in public, and I've done all of those. At work, I'm an IT manager. I've been responsible for supporting 2 different business segments and had the opportunity to meet 3 to 4 times a year with business leaders and lead presentations or discussions with those business leaders. So that's another area where I've had opportunity to give public speeches. And then school, I've had to create similar videos or presentations for other online classes. Opportunity to be in front of the local school board to discuss that have arisen that need to be resolved. So all of those are opportunities I've had to give public speeches. With that, I'll let you go, but looking forward to interacting and getting to know each of you. Thank you.